Well, as always, when it comes to Mondays, are usually the most boring day starting the week. But as always, I tend to keep your Mondays fun and exciting. So for today, we got three reviews for all of you. The first one is, of course, from Stardom in Takasaki. This took place recently this past Saturday, featuring many matches, especially preliminary matches that we will see some point on the 24th of February. Then we move on with MARIGOLD with with their continuation with the New Year's Golden Garden. So basically, some pretty good matches as well, but the main event is kind of interesting. So we'll get to that. And then, of course, as you all know, AEW were in Brisbane, Australia. So parents that AEW and Ring of Honor decided to have Global Wars Australia, featuring Australia's very own best. We do feature, of course, the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Athena defends her belt against Alex Windsor, despite the fact she's British, but you get the point. So that's very exciting. And then, of course, we cap up our episode with some news updates, give you guys updates on what's been happening in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are thrown out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of pro wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK. Anywhere in the world, pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-timing news updates to give you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us or click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, enough with the pleasantries. Let's get this let's get the show on the road. So, let's begin with Stardom in Takasaki. All right. So, Stardom and Takasaki. This took recently on the 15th of February, which was this past Saturday. So, it opened up with Akira Kurugane teaming up with Suzuki, which is very interesting. As you all know, Kurugane actually debuted, and her debut opponent was Zuzu. So, it's interesting. But they face, of course, the combination of star members consistent of Hanan, and of course the icon herself, Mayu Iwatani. Now, of course, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that this was going to fall in favor with stars due to the, of course, X factor being Kurugani being the least experienced wrestler in this match. So that kind of played out when Hanan was the one who picked up the win when she pinned her, and just like that, 1, 2, 3. It was over. Now, our next match is a three-way match. We have Yuria Hime versus Fukigen Death versus Aya Sakura. Now, of course, this type of match, you can tell there's certain factors here. You can tell the Yuria Hime, who, much like Kurigani, she is also the least experienced. So in the factor, one either Fukigen Death or Aya Sakura would have picked up the win. But however, it was Fukigen Death who picked up the win with the O'Connor roll on Yuria Hime, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. So basically, Aya Sakura did neither win or lose the match. So basically, you can tell she's in a safe clear. Now, our next match, we have God's Eye members, Rana Yagami and Tomoka Inaba. You guys know this, back in the Goddesses Tag League, they were tag team partners during that tournament. But they face against the combination members of Cosmic Angels, consistent of Yuna Mizumori and Natsupoi. Now, of course, Natsupoi is determined to bounce back, who was unsuccessful to become a number one contender for the high speed belt. So basically, you can try to say, is she trying to build up a momentum for that? Well, unfortunately, she got countered by Inaba, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was a very disappointment match for her. But deep down, she still has that goal to win the high speed belt, which is still on her radar. Our next match, we have the members of EXV, Rian, Hanako, and Maika, taking on star members Momo Kogo, Koguma, and Azuki. So basically, you can tell there'll be certain factors in this match. Now, of course, when it comes to Hanako, we have seen her how much she has developed. Rian is not yet there, but she's learning a bit by bit. So you can tell that certain parts of this match, it was going to end in one favor. So this match ended in favor of stars, all thanks to Momo Kogo with the Nectar Peach onto Rian. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Our next match, we have Lady C and Hina of God's Eye. They take on their former members of Queen's Quest. So it's interesting. Neo Genesis, Miyu Amasaki, and Azumi. So if you guys remember clearly, let's take you back a little bit what happened. If you guys remember, these four ladies were part of Queen's Quest along with Kamitani until that dreadful day where all the other members were expelled thanks to Natsuko Tora. But of course, people are saying that, now we know what really happened. Sky Mitani allowed it to happen. But of course, eventually, Azumi and Miyu Masaki were on the radar of both Starlight Kid and Suzuki and Azumi to form what it is now, Neo Genesis. But however, Hina and Lady C were a bit miffed on where they want to go. So they ended up going to, of course, God's Eye. But recently, you all saw what happened in one of the recent reviews. Lady C picked up the win against Azumi when she pinned her, and just like that. And however, this gave her the opportunity for a shot of the artist belts. So it's going to be her, Rani Yagami, and I think Tomoka Inaba or Suya, I don't remember. But anyway, it's going to be a great moment for her. But however, this match was also a pinnacle choice because, as you probably know, Miyu Masaki hasn't had any other challengers for the future belt on this one. But unfortunately, it just came about when it was Hina who, in fact, pinned her with the ghetto clutch. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. And now, then in the post match, she cashed in the opportunity to be the next challenger. Now, remember, guys, Hina is the last of the Hanan sisters who haven't won this belt just yet. First, it was Hanan, then Rina, and now it's Hina's turn to try to claim that belt. She is the last of the three sisters that haven't held this belt just yet, and I'm sure Hanan will be so proud of her if she does pull it off. So we'll see. Now, our next match, we have the members of Hate, consistent of Azusa, Inaba, and Rina, taking on Neo Genesis, May Sita, and Starlight Kid. So you probably can guess a lot of factors in this match. Now, of course, May Sita being the high-speed champion, that would have been a factor there too with someone pinning her. But however, Starlight Kid is also a much bigger factor being the white belt champion. But in the end, it was, of course, Rina who ended up on the wrong side of the black cat leg killer by Starlight Kid, and just like that, she had no choice but to tap. But however, Rina made a bold play. Now the chase for the white belt. So of course this is going to be interesting. Don't forget those two know each other well from their time with Oedo Tai. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see. Now for a main event, we do have an eight woman tag match. Team number one is the combined forces of Godzai and Cosmic Angels. Representing Godzai, we have Kotatsu and Shuri, and they team up with Cosmic Angels Sayaka Kurara and Tam Nakano. They take on Hate, consistent of Raka, Konami, Natsuko Tora, and Sayaka Kamitani. Now, of course, it doesn't take a genius why we have two sets to combine forces. As you know, Shuri has been dealing with Konami as a member of Hate, so does Kotatsu. But the bigger story is Cosmic Angels Tam Nakano trying to get another opportunity of the red belt, but apparently Kurara's how to say membership is on the line as well, so that kind of puts it out. So you can tell that's what was happening. But as always, we've seen Hate when their usual shenanigans with trying to cross the line. But luckily, it was Tam Nakano that was able to pick up the win on Kamitani with the Andromeda, which is a rare move that she hardly uses. I mean, she normally uses the Tiger Suplex or Twilight Dream screwdriver, that sort of thing, but or the Northern Light submission or whatever. But yes, no, Northern Light cross. But Adronima is like the last resort that she has, and it was her who picked up the win. But of course, during the post-match comment after Tam won the match, as you probably can guess, that she has her hatred towards Hate for all the shenanigans they caused, including Shuri. But of course, Shuri and Tam, they will never be best buds, but in the fact they do have a common enemy, and that enemy is none other than Hate. So I'm sure Tam tells her the good luck if when she gets her hands on Shuri, and as for Shuri, I'm sure she tells her the good luck on her match in hopes she can get that red belt away from them. So we'll see what happens down the road. So we are officially done with Stardom. Let's move on with Marigold. Okay, day 10 of Marigold's New Year's Golden Garden, and they were in Yokohama. Now I don't remember the name of the venue, but majority of their matches are normally singles, so let's go from there because the main event is very interesting. Our first match we have Riara versus Natsumi Shozuki. Now, of course, nothing too significant about this one, but however, the opening part of the match, Rian was attempting to whack Shozuki with I'm going to presume a wine bottle, but luckily the ref was able to stop it. But unfortunately, it was, of course, Shozuki with a buzzsaw kick into the head to Riara and allowed her to pick up the win. 1, 2, 3. It was done. Our next match, you have Yuki Minami taking on Miku Anu. So, of course, you would tell by this match in some capacity that Yuki Minami, who still has the least experience, she hasn't picked up uh, a pretty good win just yet, but she's getting there. But Miku Anu was the one who picked up the win when she applied like a somewhat of an underhook suplex or whatever it was that allowed her to pick up the win just like that. Our next match, we have Ryoko Sakimura versus Mai Sakurai. So nothing too significantly on this one, but you can tell that this match also ended in a similar fashion than the previous, since Sakimura is in fact a rookie. But it was Mai Sakurai that defeated her when she applied like a somewhat version of something is evil, something similar to that. But yeah, that allowed her to pick up the win. Our next match, we have Nao Shikawa taking on our world champion Utami Ashida in a non-title match. Now, of course, some people would think just by looking at this match, you would think if Nao Shikawa does pull a miracle, she could get a shot at the red belt, of the crimson belt. I mean, yes, that would have been a perfect opportunity for her, but she is nowhere near in the same kind of level as Utami Ashida. But Ushida walked away with the win when she applied the German suplex hold. 1, 2, 3. Just like that, it was over. Our next match, we have Rhea Seto taking on Nanane Takahashi. Now, you all know Nana Takahashi is a very impressive wrestler, but she has a way to see the very best in every wrestler she come across in. So basically, Rhea said to put up a hell of a fight into her. But unfortunately, she did not walk away with the win. She ended up with a Death Valley driver on her, and just like that, Nana Takahashi won the match. Now, she did put out a post match promo. I don't know what she said to her, but I'm sure she praises her for putting up a good fight. So that's a pretty good one right there. Now, our next match, we have Chika Goto taking on Mirai. Nothing too significant. I know Chika Goto has grown significantly ever since joining MARIGOLD, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that have high expectations with her. But as always, Mirai has been one of the most popular girls. She was able to walk away with the win when she put her in a submission, and Chika Goto had no choice but to tap. Our next match, we have a three-way match. We have Mitsa Matsui versus Seri Yamaoka, who is one half of the Twin Star Tag Champions with Nana Takahashi, versus our current Superfly Champion, Victoria Yuzuki. Now, of course, there are many factors that could play out in this one. So if Mitsa actually pinned either Seri or Victoria, she could get an opportunity for either belt, however she was doing. I mean, if she did pin Seri Yamaoka, she probably would have team up with someone from Chiaki or Nozaki, however she plays it out. So that's one thing we can tell. But unfortunately, it did not happen in that fashion. This match ended in a time limit draw after 15 minutes, so there was neither no winner or a loser in this match. Now, our next match is a bit of a interesting one. We have Chiaki and Nozaki, Nagisa Nozaki versus Megaton and Bozilla. Which interesting is the last time Chiaki and Nozaki had Bozilla is when she was still teaming with Tank. If you guys remember, Chiaki and Nozaki were the tag champions, and she lost those belts thanks to Bozilla and Tank. So it's interesting that things are coming into full circle for them. But however, there was still the same shenanigans as always. Even Mitsa decides to help out Chiaki and Nozaki. But unfortunately, this match ended in a double countout after 9 minutes and 18 seconds. So basically, neither won. But however, it seems that Nagisa missed everything about Bozilla. So basically, she said that she had a lot of fun. So apparently she wants Bozilla to rejoin Darkwolf, and Megaton, well, she wants to join. So apparently we're gonna have a full faction in Marigold. Now I wasn't too sure if this was gonna happen because I was thinking that Rossi was not gonna repeat itself like with Stardom, but I don't know what direction he's taking with Marigold. But I need you guys to tell me, do you think it's a bold move for Rossi to have factions in Marigold? I mean, I felt he could have just not tried to repeat the same things like in Stardom, like let them be in the same kind of position. But we'll see what happens. So leave a comment down below if you guys think it's a good idea or not. So right now, let's end things here and move on with AEW Ring of Honor Global Wars. Well, originally I wasn't too sure about this one because originally I was planning to do all about Japanese wrestling, but when I saw this, I decided, you know what? What the hell? Let's get it done anyway. So, as you know, we had this past Saturday AEW at Grand Slam at Brisbane, Australia. Well, the Ring of Honor, along with AEW, decided to do the same thing too, but they're calling this Global War. So basically, we will see the very best of Australia's what they got facing up with wrestlers in a with the exception of the last match, of course. Now, our first match, we have the Learning Tree. Big Bill, Brian Keith, and Chris Jericho taking on Bandito and Los Outrunners. That's right, guys. Which interesting is Bandito has the colors of the Outrunners, while the Outrunners had, of course, the mask. So I thought it was a fun thing. You know, you can tell Jericho and the rest are like, what the hell? You know, like, this is not the Outrunners. Well, I mean, they act like it, they look like it. I love it. It was a pretty good match. But one thing that was really fun is, of course, Turbo decided to, of course, to go coast to coast by each ring post, doing like a trapeze would do, from one corner, then the other, and then later he just took care of business. But it was Bandito who was able to pick up the win. Thank God for the Outrunners to stop Jericho from using the Ring of Honor Championship. And he applied it, of course, with the 21 Plex. And just like that, Bandito and the Los Runners walked away. But however, when it comes to the usual thing where a loser cannot stand a winner, they decided to give the Outrunners and Bandito a beatdown. But Powerhouse showed up with some unfinished business with, of course, with Big Bill. So you probably can guess sooner or later those two will have to meet in the ring. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's an AEW Revolution. So that is something we will see down the road. Now, our next match, we have the Ring of Honor Purist Wrestling Championship match. Robbie Eagles, a native of Australia. Well, he's not from Brisbane, but he's from Sydney. But he is an Australian hero to many Australian wrestling fans, if I'm not mistaken. But he faces against Lee Moriarty. Now, of course, Lee Moriarty, we cannot deny of his talent as a technical wrestler, but Robbie Eagles have made the exception to prove otherwise. We've seen him how he has developed over time. But unfortunately, this match ended with, of course, a pinfall by a rope, but that idiot Lee Moriarty decided to get away with it by using the rope. Sooner or later, his luck is going to run out. Don't know when, and it probably doesn't matter. Now, our next match, we have Mark Davis, as you know, another Australian native who is currently with AEW, takes on Tommy Knight. I think I might have seen him in an Australian promotion that I reviewed maybe a year or two ago. But yes, but it was a battle of the horses in this match. You probably can guess. But in this match, it finishes with, of course, Mark Davis with a pile driver, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Our next match is the ROH World Tag Team Belts. MXM Collection taking on the Sons of Texas. Now remember, Mason Madden stole Sammy's belt and proclaimed themselves as the undisputed champions. And we all know it's a load of BS because they're not the champions. I really hate that. I really apologize for that, folks. I really hate those. But anyway, so you probably can guess, can the Sons of Texas actually retain the belts? Well, they did exactly that. I mean, they have developed a great chemistry with each other, and they were able to pick up the win, all thanks to Sammy when he applied the Swanton Bomb. So basically, Sammy regained back his belt after that, but of course, MXM Collection stole the belts, and I'm sure they're out to tell the world, we are the new tag team belts. Well, I'm sure they can say that, but the record books say it's Sammy and Dustin Rhodes. Now, our main event is the ROH Women's World Title, Alex Windsor versus Athena. But what's the added bonus is Momo Watanabe being there. Of course, those who remember, I think someone commented about what Momo did to Athena when she whacked her with the face on her face with the baseball bat. I'm sure Athena is still pissed off knowing that she lost that match to her, all thanks to Tekla, but Momo was the one who won. And of course, Momo is getting in her head. You can tell she doesn't like her. I mean, look, Athena does not have any friends. Well, Hate does because they have a lot of friends. So basically, they could either way help her out, whatever means necessary. But this match ended with Athena retaining the belt when she applied the Eclipse, and just like that, 1, 2, 3. But of course, right when Athena was leaving, she did not take her eyes off of Momo. Momo's like, good job. So you know Athena wants to have another piece of her for stealing her moment from ever winning the International Women's Cup. Well, we'll see what happens down the road. I mean, Momo does have a right to decide what championship she wants. Either is it Mercedes Moné or Athena. Who knows? But a part of me would think I wouldn't be surprised if she's stupid enough to go for both of them. That's the thing. So we'll see how that rolls up. Now, I think we're done with Ring of Honor. It's time for some news updates. Well, welcome to our news updates. So, as always, let's begin with upcoming events with the promotions. Our first one is with Pro Wrestling Evolution that will happen in Shinkiba on the 19th of February. They did announce Chi-Chi will be in a non-title match against Momoka Anazono. So that's going to be a fun match because, as you know, I always say that Momoka Anazono is a terror in the ring, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what things she's going to do to Chi-Chi. I mean, using the bubbles or the little pop-up thingies, whatever. Now, as you know, Canadian promotion Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling will have their upcoming event Mayhem in Ontario between the 14th and 15th of March. Now, names have been announced. Now, if there are some names you don't know, then yes, I'll explain who they are. Daddy Ass is going to be there, of course. Uh, not Hockey player Darren McCarthy is also going to be there. PCO, Canadian wrestler Aurora Tevis, Mo Jabari, who is also a protege of Bret Hart, will be there. Another Canadian named Michael Allen Richard Clark, long name. And then, of course, coming all the way from Japan, Kaito Kiyomiya. So that's going to be a lot of fun to look into that. Now, there is a GCW update regarding their Atlantic City events. The first one is with the Ashes to Ashes on the 15th of March. Uh, we have Mance Warner taking on Slade. And then, of course, the following day, on the 16th of March, we have the JCW World Title. Masha Slammers defends her belt against Matthew Justice. And then, of course, we have on April 5th for MLW Battle Royal Riot 7, Matt Riddle and, of course, Barbaro Cavanero will be participating in the Battle Riot. And then, of course, Prestige Wrestling, as you know, has two upcoming events in the month of April. The first one is Roseland. On the 12th of April, we have Suzumu Yokosuka versus Hoho Loon versus Inshin versus Ethan HD. And then, of course, they'll be making their way to Las Vegas during WrestleMania week on the 17th of April for Nothing to Lose. They just announced Minoru Suzuki, Murder Grandpa, will be taking on Adam Priest. Now, I did not put this in the GCW updates, but this one's an interesting. GCW will be making their debut in Anchorage, Alaska on the 4th of October. Now, I don't know if it's going to be that cold down there, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if I have any subscribers from Alaska, but yeah. So if any of my subscribers are from Alaska and want to attend, of course, the show, I'll let you guys know when the tickets will be on sale. Now, by the time this video is out, it's already going to be the 18th. We haven't seen her for quite some time. Hikari Noah. Hikari Noah has happy birthday to Hikari Noah, actually. So that's right. Her birthday will be passing. So all we can do is wish her happy birthday. I hope she's doing okay, whatever is going on in her life. But we all miss her, and hopefully one day we get to see her again. Now, the Jersey J Cup has announced their winner, and that is the winner is and still our current JCW World Champion, Masha Slamovich. Now, as you all know, Josh Alexander is a free agent. There's been reports that he's been negotiating with several companies. Now, there's been talk about him maybe possibly going to AEW. Now, I know some of you say, no, J-Rod, he's better off with WWE. Look, guys, I'm not saying he will go to AEW, but that's what people are saying. I'm hearing that, so don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm sure majority of you would think he's better off with WWE. Maybe reunite with Ethan Page, but who knows? But that's what we've said. There are those that are still indicating he probably would make his way to AEW. So that's all we know. Now for a thing we call the Fightful Report, the Fightful Select Report. Now, WWE has a keen interest in two wrestlers. One is Man Like Darius and Rio. So Not Rio from from AEW, Riho, another with a different name. So those two are on the radar. So we'll see what happens. Now, some people were questioning about Jamie Hayter not being involved in AEW Dynamite. Well, she was in the UK appearing at the Riot Cabaret, so that's pretty much what she was. Jacqueline Moore, who is a WWE Hall of Famer, says that she would like to have one more match, so that's pretty much. And then finally, this one I think many of you are going to have a little field day with this one. Jinder Mahal has revealed that he has not received any contact with AEW. Now, of course, some of you would say WWE dropped the ball. AEW could do something better. Now, we don't know what's the main reason why AEW are not have a keen interest in him, but that's going to be another time. So don't shoot the messenger here, guys. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. So we'll see what happens with Jinder Mahal and everything else. But for now, we are officially done with everything. Let's call it a day. All right, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, we have NXT, as you probably can guess. A lot of things are going to happen in the fallout after Vengeance Day. A lot of things are going to happen since then, and we're going to see where we go. Because, as you know, we have a brand new North American champion. Jordan Grace is now officially with NXT. A lot of things are going to happen since then, and we are trying to find out who the hell are these four guys who are causing all kinds of hell. So we'll see what happens from there. But for now, we'll see. But until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day.